Welcome to the Mercer County Library National Poetry Month. Let's explore poetry together video presented by myself, Ms. Bekka from the Twin Rivers branch. This video is for kids and adults, poetry lovers, or poetry newcomers of all ages. What is National Poetry Month? Launched by the Academy of American Poets in April 1996, National Poetry Month is a special occasion that celebrates poets' integral role in our culture and that poetry matters. Over the years, it has become the largest literary celebration in the world with tens of millions of readers, students, teachers, librarians, booksellers, literary events curators, publishers, families, and of course, poets marking poetry's important place in all of our lives. So, what is a poem? A poem is a reference to its form. It is composition in verse or metrical language. It can be a patterned arrangement of language. It usually has a choice of elevated words and figurative uses of language. It has the option of syntactical order, differing more or less from those of ordinary speech or prose writing. But poetry can come in many different forms, shapes, and there are rules for it, and there are those who like to break the rules. All is allowed. For quote unquote breaking the rules, we have free verse poetry, which is anything goes. That's the thing with poetry. Anything can go, anything can be art. And an example, a famous example of a free verse poem is I Carry Your Heart With Me, I Carry It In by E. E. Cummings. I carry your heart with me, I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling, I fear. No fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. And it's you are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here's the deepest secret nobody knows. Here's the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart, I carry it in my heart. But we also have poetry with form, poetry with rules. So, one famous example where the poem itself takes on form is William Carlos Williams' The Red Wheelbarrow. So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow glazed with rain water beside the white chickens. Here we have a poem, but we can also look at each stanza, the groupings of the lines, and we can see that the words themselves make the shape, the form of the wheelbarrow that William Carlos Williams is writing about. Poetry is playful. Poetry can surprise us. It can take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. And here we have a different example of a poem with form where we can see how words can be grouped together to create rhymes. Here we have Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And there are many, many examples of specific poetry forms. But the one that I'm going to talk about today in this video is a haiku. And that's because the Mercer County Library for the 2023 April National Poetry Month is focusing on the poetry art of the haiku. So, what is a haiku? A haiku is a traditional and structured short form of Japanese poetry that is known for the rule of 5-7-5. There are 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, and 5 again in the third. And that doesn't equate always to words, it's the syllables in the words. Haikus are known for their ability to paint a vivid picture in just a few words. They are a practice of artistic discipline. Their minimal nature forces writers to pare down to only the essentials, making each word or even syllable count. Haikus are meant to comment on the season or surroundings of the authors and create some sort of contrasting imagery separated by a cutting word. So let's look at an example of a famous haiku by a poetry master, The Old Pond by Matsu Basho. An old silent pond, a frog jumps into the pond, splash, silence again. So, haikus, I like to think of them as seemingly simple, but really that the simplicity is holding many layers. So here at Mercer, you're going to be seeing us share haikus that staff is writing on our social media this April. I really challenge you to try to write your own haiku. It's great fun. Thank you for watching. Thank you for exploring a little bit of poetry. I hope that you celebrate National Poetry Month with us at the Mercer County Library. Of course, we have poetry books, we have books in verse, and we are going to be holding different programs. So make sure to check out what we have on our website, social media, and stop by one of our branches and talk to us about ways that you can celebrate National Poetry Month this year. Thank you. Have a great day.